Hey everyone, Sergio here with the Rideshare Guy. What do we say on Show Me the Money Club? Work smarter, not harder. If you aren't using the Solo app, which I have been for the past year and a half, you may be working a lot harder than you need to. Let's change that. Download the app, link your account where you can manage your income, track your expenses, as well as your taxes. Not only that, but you can plan by optimizing your time, make more money, and even guarantee your daily pay with guaranteed earnings. Download the Solo app today. Begin to work smarter, not harder. Link is in the description. Let's get back to it.
All right, let's move on. Let's talk about a rider scam that's going on that you need to watch out for on cash trips.
Yeah, this happened to a driver audience, well, one of our members. And first of all, first, no, I have never turned on cash rides. What do we always say before your shift every day? Go to your preferences and check that your preferences are not somehow magically been turned on. There's one for Uber Teen. There's one for cash trips. There's one for rider rating in some cities. So just make it like part of your routine before you start driving. Make sure that if you don't want to do cash trips, it's not toggled on somehow. That's one. So I picked up a rider and was about 2 blocks from their destination when they canceled the ride while in the car. That has happened to me a few times. And you know what has happened, Chris, after that?
Pull right over and get out.
GTFO immediately. And they'll be like, oh, but. I go, get the fuck out. I immediately pulled over and told her she had to exit. Perfect.
Good driver.
Good driver. She said, I had to bring her home. Yeah, dead or alive. I was like, I responded that I was no longer insured for her to be in my car. Amazing, right? This is perfect. And it's correct, by the way. She exits, and I noticed that I got no notification for payment from Uber. Then on my Uber card, I see that I owe $15 from taking a cash trip. That happened to be a cash trip. Do you see what's happening now? How many can of worms these cash trips are opening? After a 40-minute phone call with Uber support, actually, that's pretty good, I found out that Uber allowed her to change the payment method mid-ride, and then she canceled within walking distance of home. Scumbag riders. I had the 15 dead because, as you guys know, if you do a cash trip, Uber will take the money from you, assuming you collect it from the rider. You're the collection agents for Uber now. And I was paid me for $9.92 for the ride. That process was like pulling teeth, of course. Insult to injury, you cannot rate or block a rider that cancels on you. Uber support has to do it manually by request only. Not going to happen. Uber confirmed the rider had done this multiple times, Chris. But I was the first to complain. I think the other drivers never noticed during a busy day and ended up paying for the rider's ride. How about that, folks? So I don't do cash trips. I will never do cash trips. I will never do teen trips. Now, if you guys want to mess with it, mess with it. But then, you know, we say it all the time. There's scumbags in the driver community and there's scumbags in the rider community. Rider community outnumbers the driver community by 50x in the US. 4 million drivers, 200 million riders. There are more scumbags in the rider community, and they learn from each other. You know, they learn these tricks. And so if you paid attention to what we said, go to preferences at the start of the shift and toggle off the magically turned on Uber cash trips, he wouldn't have this problem.
That is wrong, because this person said that they never turned on cash rides, and Uber actually confirmed in Uber support saying that Uber allowed her to change from a credit card payment to cash payment mid-ride. So that's a little bit of a problem there, because even if you aren't accepting cash trips and they're allowing for this change to happen mid-ride, where's the notification to a driver saying, hey, that this is now a cash ride or some payment method? That shouldn't be happening at all. There should be no switching. Once you order the ride, that should be locked in. There should be no change when it comes to being able to pay and switch payments.
Well, the other thing is, as you know, like if you have a rider in the car and they add a stop or something, you get that ping, and you get the rerouting, right? Why doesn't Uber do that, by the way? when stuff like this happens. I mean, they can ping you for adding a stop or changing destination or whatever. Do it for this Uber. I mean, you got the shit going. It's not that hard. So this guy basically spent about an hour of his day. Luckily, I was like thinking, what if she complains about him saying he was racist or something? He would have probably gotten deactivated on top of everything else.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, good for him that he got that, going from owing 15 to getting paid the $9.92 for the ride, which should have happened and stayed that way. Shitty for that person to do that. They should probably cancel that person's account, but they won't, since they said that. I mean, I was surprised Uber actually came out and said these things. It says because Uber support said that they did allow her to change the payment method, and that she has done this multiple times, but he was the first to do it. I'm very surprised that Uber support came out and said those two things.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
but on top of it, this is one of the biggest reasons why you also need to screenshot everything, because
Yeah.
if you didn't have that screenshot and Uber turned around and said, well, go pound salt, you could say, look, this came in as a regular UberX ride or whatever ride it came in. It did not say cash.
Yeah.
You cannot take money out of my account. You have to give me back the money that is supposed to be for that trip. Here is the screenshot that is associated with that. And then that way you have the proof behind it. And then also you can also see, oh yeah, I did take it a cash ride, because as we said in the previous segment, that you need to know and pay attention to what's going on the offer screen. And you might not be looking at it, or you might not be seeing it, because we all know how they do change preferences over time. Either you're off for a week or whatever, and then you come back, or you update your app, you come back on, and the preferences are changed for some reason. So this is why you always need to check the preferences to be up on that. But this is really important on why you need to check the offer screen on every single thing. So you can kind of see that. And then if you're just, glancing at the dollar amount, glancing at the pickup and drop off time and distance and that, and coming up with a quick calculation, you're missing that top part of information there when it comes to if this is a cash ride or whatnot. So another reason why you should be screenshotting every single thing that comes through. So then that way, something like this happens, you have that. And this is more important now, because if they are allowing somebody to change mid-ride when it comes to the payment, you can go back and say, this ain't right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the first thing is, if you opted out of cash trips, which is your right to do, first of all, take the precaution. Don't leave it to Uber. Don't leave it to scumbag rider. Just go at the start of your day, check your preferences, that everything is set correctly. And I'm not telling you to do it every single time, but this kind of happens, Chris, when there's an update, right? And Uber does push at least a couple of updates a week, and somehow gets toggled on. And I'm not saying it's intentional, but it happens. So just protect yourself from this kind of shit. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You don't want to deal with that. I mean,
No.
have it literally that would be a what is that, a $20-something swing? You have to owe them $15, and then you get $9.92.
Yeah, well,
mean,
that's
come
the
on.
trip's worth. And obviously he didn't collect from this person who canceled close to their house, right? I mean, there's no trip. And so there are scumbag riders. Watch out.
Absolutely.
All right, thanks for watching. That short little clip was from our live stream, Show Me the Money Club, with Sergio and myself, Tuesdays, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. Make sure you subscribe, turn on all notifications so you get notified when we go live, as well as all of our awesome content. Make sure to check out this video right here, which will take you to the entire live stream, or check out this video right there. All right, drive smart, everyone.